Shalom, shalom. Lord willing, this is edifying to the sheep. Shalom to those that's going to be hopping on the live a little later. So I'm going to start and give all praises, glory, and honor to the one true power, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elders of great millstone who rule well and teach well through the spirit. And a mighty shalom to the hopeful elect in the same spirit, teaching his word and believing this word, Lord willing that they all continue to endure and be sincere. And shalom to the Akwat Yum, believers of his faith. Shalom to the Akwath, Salaki. Shalom to the Akwath, believers of his faith and his truth, Lord willing that you continue to pursue your lot, which is being a loving and silent and virtuous wife. And Lord willing, the Most have mercy on the other brothers and sisters that's not in the faith. I guess I'm a little excited. Maybe I'm a little excited. But Salaki. You see the title of this lesson? Labor to enter in the rest of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Labor to enter into Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi's rest. You know, time is running out. Now, first, you men, you have a different, higher position that really going into this other lesson I just did, lifting up the banner in Isaiah 53, which is this word, this truth, lifting up this banner on a high mountain, which is America, exalting your voice, which is prophesying, and shaking the hand, which is rebuking and warning the high mountain. You know, and going through the gates of the nobles is symbolic to the elites, right? We have a job to do. Now, even you women, right? You're laboring too. How you deal with your husband. You know, that's the first example because you're supposed to be looking at him like Yahawashi, right? Like, I can understand the elders, like, when they speak on it, but of course we know we still human. Everybody's mind ain't just going to change and move like this and move like that, but we all should be growing. So even for you sisters that come into faith, you should be better. Like, this is not your time to be wine dine. Now, in the world, yes, it was your time to get all this and all that, but at the end of the day, it's so much that's embedded in the men of the Lord. The most loving thing that a woman could do is be a man's peace, right? Where you're not putting too much pressure on that man. But the main focus is that this man is pursuing to get you, your household in the kingdom. But not just only y'all, the rest of the elect. That's a lot on a man's shoulders because you got to think of the mindset, let alone you got to think of these lessons, right? And I'm just saying that's the best I could tell you, like when it comes to laboring, right? How you deal with your husband is a reflection of you doing it to Yahawah and your faith, maintaining your faith. Hey, children, your labor, is being servants under your mother and your father and your mother. What they say you should do. You want to try to do the most as a child because coming in this truth, you got it better than most. So children, if your mother, your father, your mother say clean up the living room, clean up that, you should want to go do it because you got it easier out of the three positions: father, the man, women, and children. Y'all got the easiest position. Half of y'all faith is not the same, but y'all imagination shows that y'all faith is tremendous. But everyone in this ministry to find a way to labor for the Lord and continue in it, because it's all about the end game, right? When we go into the history back into Moses leaving Egypt, the whole point was getting to the rest of getting into the land. Truly, only Caleb and Joshua, from those that left Egypt and came all the way to the land, they entered into the rest. Everybody was getting put right in the spirit world, put to death. Moses and Aaron didn't even get to make it. Miriam went right in the spirit world, but they seen it from the distance. Right now, through the spirit, we get to see that this kingdom is from a distance. We get to see it from a distance because we see Esau's kingdom falling. But you want to make it there by getting translated, right? Getting beamed up in the chariot, like Elijah, like Enoch, like Yahawashi, right? So this is Hebrews, the 4th chapter. I'm going to read 9 and 11. I'm going to even read it in NLT. This is Hebrews, the 4th chapter, verse 9 in the KJV. It says, "There remaineth therefore a rest to the people of the Most High. For he that is entered into his rest, he also have ease from his own works, as the Most High did from his. Let us labor therefore to enter into that rest, lest any man fall after the same example of unbelief." Right? The 2/3 are going to fall as the example of unbelief. They're going to be destroyed on this side. They didn't pay it no mind. You know? Before this truth came, you had Christianity out. You had all these other beliefs. Now that truth is coming out, Jake don't care about it. We are tired of being lied. Oh, wait, these brothers keep speaking about slavery. Slavery was over and done with. Guess what? When you go into these scriptures, slavery ain't done. You ain't done being conquered. Because of what you have done, you were given to all these nations because of our sins. But you're so blinded because you can make money. A lot of Jake just give up on this faith to pursue a damn dream on this side. Everybody, you niggas want to be America. You want to be American, man. I got to get this just because of what I just said. This is Matthew the 13th chapter, and I'm going to start at verse 20. It says, "But he that received the seed into stony places, the same is he that heareth the word, and anon with joy receiveth it. Yet have he not root in himself, but endure for a while. For when tribulation or persecution ariseth because of the word, by and by he is offended. He also that received seed among the thorns is he that heareth the word, and the care of this world, and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and he becometh unfruitful." Everybody paying attention to all these things. Look, and then I know, oh man, I'm gonna pay attention, but I got all these bills, man. I got bills, man. I gotta pay this, I gotta do this, I gotta make sure she got bread, I gotta make sure she got bread. Then I gotta even put bread in my pocket, I gotta make sure I get bread to my brother, I gotta make sure the college is paid, right? Then I gotta do it all over again. Gotta do it all over again. It's certain things that I wanna do with bread I can't do. Guess what? I can't have excuses, right? Oh, but I want to go here. I want to travel here. Hey, I wish I could travel here and travel here. But then in my mind, I can care less about going there. I can care less about going anywhere. Like if me just driving in my dang car, getting a little food, and then taking my butt right where I'm at this water, walking or something, right? Or exercising, maybe balling, even though I haven't balled in a minute. Just the little things, being around my brothers, those little things, right? And of course I have my moments, where I be spontaneous with my wives. But at the end of the day, all those things outside of this truth, it don't hold no weight. The number one thing hold weight is pushing the banner and being with the Akim. Just talking to the brothers, sharpening the sword, right? Having conversations. You hear what brothers going through when we at camp. That's the second best thing in this thing. Just being honest. It's the men, because it goes back to the banner. It goes back to the truth. It goes back to laboring, right? Goes back to laboring. The best points of laboring is you right now doing the video, going to camp, being around your brothers, where brothers is bringing out, oh, I'm reading this chapter. Oh, yo, man, I read this verse the other day in this translation. You know, I went back to the basic. You like, ooh, dang. You know what? I'm gonna have to do a lesson on that. Ain't no better moment in our lives like those. All those other things is extra just to make you feel good, just to make you smile. Yes, I see somebody saying it. I see you, Bahasham, Yahawashi. That's what I want to see on the comment section. Hey, all that other shabba dabba ding dong for anybody, nah. Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is what I want to see. So again, we'll read that last verse. It says, he also that receives seed among the thorns is he that heareth the word, in the care of this world, and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and he become fruitful. He's not thinking about the rest. She's not thinking about the rest. You got to think about the rest. I got on my mind the destruction of Yahawah, nukes, famine, right? Because it's not even just only nukes, it's just so much. And then even thinking about Jacob's trouble. Right? What if I'm not eating in 3 days? I don't want the Lord to take away from me the name, his name and his son's name. Having faith and then calling him, and out of nowhere he bring locusts, or he brings some food, or whatever happens, spiritual powers, whatever it is. I don't want to lose the sight of my faith. I don't want to lose the sight of my faith. So I got fear that I gotta constantly labor. I gotta constantly do the most. Right? So let's go back to that Hebrews, the 4th chapter, and let's read verse 9 to 11 again, but in the NLT. The brother him said, Aki. No, you just say Ak. You just say Ak. We in this battle together. This is Hebrews 4 and 9. It says, so there is a special rest still waiting for the people of the Most High. For all who have entered into the Most High's rest have rested from their labors, just as the Most High did after creating the world. Right? We're going to rest after our labors doing the work of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Yo, you get to even rest from the terror of GMO. We're going to breathe fresh air. You're going to rest from even being sick. One of your nose plugged, the other one plugged. You can't breathe well. We're going to rest. But the true rest is rest from your labors for the Lord, man. Right? I can't wait for the famine of the word, man. Because we're another step closer to fully being in that rest. Verse 11, it says, so let us do our best to enter that rest. But if we disobey the Most High, as the people of Israel did, we will fall. So you want to try to do your best to enter into that rest. Right? Which I tell myself, I'm not letting anybody get in my way, especially myself. Right? So when we look at entering into the rest of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, it's showing that we must work in this truth with diligence, with faith, endurance, to receive the rest, that rest of the kingdom, peace that is promised to the elect. Right? And you got to know, each week, each month, you are growing in experience when it comes to this faith. You are the example for another brother. You are the example for another sister, right? When it comes to the experience. Experience. Right? So again, diligence, faith, and endurance. You want to grow with your endurance. You want to grow in your experience. You want to grow in your faith, right? Again, we want to be all-around players for Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. All-around players for Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, right? What they say? People say, man, you always doing the most. For Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, you got to do the most, right? I like that. You know, when somebody, man, you always doing the most when we go out somewhere. I'm about to flip that and reverse it like Miss and Elliott, use it for the truth. I'm going to do the most for Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Right? Yahawah Ratazah, I can do it. Lord willing, Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi allows me to do the most for him. I want to enter into that race. I said race because this is a race. But I want to enter into that rest. We don't know what it looked like not to be in captivity. We don't even know what rest really is. You think when you sleep, you still at rest? You still, you got a microwave, you got your Wi-Fi on. Guess what? You still breathing in radiation. Sometimes I can't hear my phone too well, right? Because I could be knocked out. I got my phone right next to my shoulder. Guess what? Radiation. I'm still fighting, right? About to wake up. Let me get something to drink. I got a plastic water bottle. The water's consuming the chemicals off the plastic. Oh, we don't got no true rest on this side, right? So when we look at Hebrews 4:9-11, the key point is rest, which represents the kingdom and eternal peace. We must labor, which is spiritual work, right? In righteousness to enter into that rest. And guess what? In order to enter that rest, we must go through Yahawashi, right? Let's go to St. John. Let's get that other classic. This is a classic of classics. St. John 14, verse 6. Salaki. Yahawashi saith unto him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me. In order for us to get to the Father, we got to go through Yahawashi. Like the lesson I did last week. If you want access of Yahawashi, if you want access of Yahawah, you need Yahawashi. So you have to work hard, strive to go to the way, strive for the truth, strive for life, because you don't got no life without Yahawashi, right? We exalt Yahawashi for his position, right? Which is being the right hand of the Heavenly Father, which is going to be King of Kings and Lords of Lords, right? He has all authority in heaven and earth. The Lord gave him that. That's his inheritance. Then he's going to allow the elect men to be joint heirs of what he got. Oh my, Yahawashi not selfish. That's a real man. What they say, he a real player, man. No, he's not selfish. This is Sirach, Ecclesiasticus chapter 4, verse 28. Strive for the truth until death, and Bahasham Yahawashi shall fight for thee. We know through the Spirit, truth is Yahawashi. We just read it. Truth is Yahawashi. The truth is the word, right? This truth is a banner. This truth is a sign. Strive for the truth, man. Strive for the testimony. Strive for the faith, right? Because in the later end, Bahasham Yahawashi gonna fight for you. This battle is gonna have you separate yourself from people around you that's not striving, that's not maintaining their faith. They're just a quick, oh, God is good, God is great. We have to show our faith through our works. You have to show your work through your faith. It's consistent, and you're laboring all the time. You and half the people that say they got a relation with the Lord, they'll keep saying Jesus. Then you try to show them the name of the Lord. They're not even, oh, can you teach me it? Nobody want to learn. I'm sorry. You're not in this faith if you don't want to learn. Don't think, oh, I'm in the truth just because you know you a Hebrew Israelite. Like I tell my household, I don't want my wives to just think that they just saved under me. You got to believe in Yahawashi, right? Because without Yahawashi, there ain't no me, right? So you better get to where it's getting. You better double up your faith believing in Bahasham Yahawashi. You better grow up and understand that death is going to come when Yahawashi come. You better believe that Jacob trouble is not just going to be a easy green light just for the elect. That we're going to be tried before that time and during that time. But yes, the Lord is going to bless us, right, with food. Hey, Lord willing, brothers are going to be having spiritual powers in that time too, right? But before all things become good, the worst have to come. Are you building up your faith? Because you're not just going to sit there idle, right? Because guess what? Anybody that's not truly in this faith is going to be terrified when that day comes. And they're going to be the three words I use: coulda, shoulda, woulda. Right? So when we look at Sirach 4:28, the point is laboring includes striving in this truth, no matter the cause, even unto death. No matter the cause. No matter the cause, man. And I'm able to do this lesson and look at my dang self. So this is a ping pong to myself. No matter the cause. I cannot be a person of word. Oh, I'll die for the truth. I'll give up my life. No, my actions have to show. Because when that time comes, and then I'm not willing to be up there. I'm not willing to do it. I'm not willing to lay my life down for Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. I wasn't in this thing. I was just a whole bunch of words. Right? So let me get this in Philippians, the 2nd chapter, in verse 12. This is Philippians chapter 2, verse 12. It says, wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. This is Paul speaking. But on another level, you look at it as Yahawashi. Past life, the believers was following and doing what he said in his presence. But in his absence, you should have the same mindset. Right now, the Lord is with us spiritually. Are you seeking your salvation with fear and trembling? Fear means high reverence. It means reverence, respect, and to be terrified. A lot of Jake ain't terrified. A lot of women is not terrified. Right? Some of you women that's in this faith, you should be examining yourself and see if you afraid. Whatever you, and it's the thing, anything that we battle with, if you fear the Lord, you're gonna always try to nip that shit in the butt. It doesn't matter if you keep having a problem here, a problem here, you're gonna always try to nip it in the butt because you fear Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Right? I want to actually read that in the NLT too. Let's get all the flavor off that bone. This Philippians chapter 2 and verse 12 in the NLT. It says, dear friends, you always follow my instructions when I was with you. And now that I am away, it is even more important. Work hard to show the results of your salvation, obeying the Most High with deep reverence and fear. Right? So you got to have deep reverence, deep respect for Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Come on, man. Work out your own salvation with, and that's another example. A lot of women, just because you got a man, the Lord created you to be for a man. Don't be an Eve and go on your own will. Right? Because if Eve would have been thinking more about Adam, like, yo, Adam rule over me. You know what? Let me run it by him. Yo, Adam, I want to go over here to these people and see what they talking about. She didn't do it. Right? Run it by your husband. Right? Things that you could be dealing with, how you feeling. Run it by your husband, especially if it's putting a fire in you, and it could cause you to mentally sit. Right? You want to make sure nothing is getting away from you. You don't want nothing to get in the way to stop you from getting that rest. Lot's wife was a liability. She was a reliability. And you could tell she was a liability because she looked back. We seen in Matthew, the 13th chapter, that person was plagued by the riches of this world. Or getting offended by the persecution of this truth. Examine yourself in all aspects so you can maintain your faith. Don't let you get in the way from stopping you to get that rest. even though it's all Bahasham, Yahawashi. Salvation isn't automatic. Salvation is not automatic, right? We must labor with diligence, fear, and obedience in order to get that salvation. You're not automatic. Yes, it's automatic for the elect. But do we know we the elect? Nope, not yet. So you want to strive. You want to make yourself worthy, right? I think it's another one I want to get in the NLT. I think it's 2 Peter chapter 1 and verse 10. 2 Peter chapter 1 verse 10, it says, "So dear brothers and sisters, work hard to prove that you are really among those the Most High had called and chosen. Do these things and you will never fall away." Right? So we're proving ourselves to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. You want to prove yourself to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi so you can get that salvation on this side. On this side. Through the Spirit. Through the Spirit, you're pursuing to be like Jacob and Caleb. Make it out of Egypt into the land. I want to make it out of here getting beamed up in a chariot, so I can finally know that my course is finished on this side, laboring for the Lord, having to deal with persecution. I want to be sealed and known as the elect, right? So when we look at this verse, diligence and spiritual labor makes your election sure. Right now, you don't know if your election sure. We know the elect deliverance is sure because Ephesians 1 is predestined, predetermined, it's before ordained, right? Let's go to St. John. Six and 27. This is St. John 6 and 27. I'm going to start at 25. It says, "And when they had found him on the other side of the sea, they said unto him, Rabbi, when camest thou hither? Yahawashi answered them and said, Verily, verily, I say unto you, ye seek me not because ye saw the miracles, but because ye eat of the loaves and were filled. Labor not for the meat which perisheth, but for that meat which endureth unto everlasting life, which the Son of Man shall give unto you. For him have the Most High the Father sealed." Right? So we should be laboring for that meat which endureth unto everlasting life. Right? And what is that meat? That same meat, Luke the 4th chapter, verse 4, Yahawashi answered him, saying, "It is written that man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word of the Most High." Right? Let me get another one. This I don't know if y'all know, heaven and earth can pass away, but this word is going to live forever. This word is going to be forever. Right? Let's get this. This is dealing with the brothers that get martyred, but it's some few points in there I want to speak about. This is Revelations chapter 20, verse 4. It says, "I saw thrones that sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahawashi and for the word of the Most High." So you see the witness of Yahawashi and for the word of the Most High, which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark in their forehead or in their hands. And they lived and reigned with Mashiach 1,000 years. That's 5 things. I want to reign with Yahawashi forever. That's that. After that year, after those 1,000 years, Esau is going to be destroyed. After that 1,000 years, you got to know that some of the children that come in the kingdom after that 1,000 year, Some majority of them are going to be the 2/3 that come back regenerated, reincarnated. And that's just the mercy of Yahweh Bahasham Yahawashi. Because all Israel is going to reap that benefit. Those spirits is not just going to be with the Lord forever. Right? Because you got to know, even though Joshua and Caleb got into the land back then, Israel multiplied in that land. Job came back and seen Job was in earth, and his children came back because he, from seed after seed after seed, But none of us is going to know who each other is, especially in this time now under the sun. Oh, you was him back then. You was that person. Yeah, we're not. Look at Elijah. He didn't even, John the Baptist didn't know that he was Elijah. But the Pharisees thought he was Elijah. Yahawashi said he was Elijah. So we come back because under the sun is a place of judgment. And under the sun, wickedness and righteousness is under the sun. Which the righteous is out here teaching his word and living his word. But then soon when the kingdom is established, the righteous is going to live under the sun. Right? In a new, fresh kingdom. So when we see John 6:27, labor in the spirit, not carnal things, for everlasting life through Yahawashi. Like, we're not laboring for meat, right? Through the spirit, that's you labor for something carnal, when you should be laboring for something that's endless. Just like when he told the lady at the well that he said the water that I'm gonna give them, they're not gonna ever thirst. You see me getting my drink, I'm thirsty. But guess what? On another level, that thirst, we're not gonna try to seek validation, cater, love, care from another idol, from another belief. Because Yahawashi is giving us that endless water, that is that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of Rakak Wadash. Having a Rakak Wadash, we're connected to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Right? Let's get 1 Corinthians, the 15th chapter. In verse 58. It says, therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. For as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Whenever you get weary, I'm not. No, look, your work is not in vain. Continue to keep going. Most of the time, you get a plug in the mind, I'm not good enough. But then it'd be another thought in your mind, yo, do a lesson on this. What is that? It's the fire of the Lord trying to keep your eyes single, straight, right? The Most High sees our labor in this truth. It will be rewarded. Revelations, 22:12? I come with rewards. He's coming with rewards for the righteous and the wicked. Right? I'm going to do something. I'm going to look at this verse. Oh, I can't. My app won't let me. Yeah, I was going to do it. If anybody can, wait, hold on, let me see. Yeah, I was going to read that in the Amplified Bible, because it hits even in the Amplified Bible, but that's okay. We'll just keep on going. Let's go to Hebrews, the 6th chapter. And let's read verse 10 and 11. It says, finally, my brethren, be strong in Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Right? You got to be strong in this thing. Don't be weak, fainting, right? And don't put anything that's in this world over Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Don't even put it over the work that you do. It says, finally, my brethren, be strong in Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Wait, Salaki. I'm over here reading Ephesians. See, there we go, getting excited again. Getting excited. Oh, Salaki. This is Hebrews chapter 6 and verse 10 to 11. It says, for the Most High is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love, right? In love, an action in in truth, which ye have showed towards his name, right? And that right there is another confirmation that the real men of the Lord is laboring in the name of Yahawah. It says, which ye have showed towards his name. Your work should be showed towards the name of Yahawah, Yahawashi, in that ye have ministered to the saints, and do minister. And we desire that every one of you do show the same diligence to the full assurance of hope unto the end, that ye be not slothful, but followers of them who through faith and patience inherit the promises. Slothful mean lazy, right? Ye be not lazy. Don't be lazy, man, right? Do not be lazy. So what we do for you other sheep, be diligent. Be diligent. What did I say earlier? Don't even let yourself get in the way. Don't let yourself get in the way. Fuck you. Gonna read this again, NLT. Hebrews 6 verse 10. It says, for the Most High is not unjust. He will not forget how hard you have worked for him, and how you have shown your love to him by caring for other believers, as you still do, right? And this is why we always say about the men, because the men are doing the most for those that believe. Truly, ain't no doubt about it. Each lesson on the highways and byways, sometimes brothers is going on the street and they teaching, and you got people talking about them. You got people scoffing. Some brothers might be getting something thrown at them, right? We're a spectacle unto the people. This is hard work, and the Lord knows what we're doing. It says, our great desire is that you will keep on loving others as long as life lasts, in order to make certain that what you hope for will come true. Then you will not become spiritually dull and indifferent. Instead, you will follow the example of those who are going to inherit the Most High's promises because of their faith and endurance. So we don't want to be spiritually dull. You don't want to be spiritually dull. Shit, I don't. Right? You do not want to be spiritually dull. You just lazy. You just lazy. You don't really care about your salvation. And then imagine you as a parent and you not maintaining your faith. You're not seeking the Lord. You don't even care about your children. Right? This is Revelations chapter 14, and I'm going to start at verse 12. It says, here's the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of the Most High in the faith of Yahawashi. And I heard a voice from heaven saying unto me, right, blessed are the dead which die in Yahawashi from henceforth. Revelations 20 and 4. That's going to be the elect on this side. Some of the men are going to be martyrs. It says, yeah, saith the Spirit, that they may rest from their labors, and their works do follow them. You went to that rest because your work followed you. The Lord and the heavenly angels know what you did. And of course, Yahawashi, because if you confess in his name, he telling the angels all about, man, yo, that's my faithful servant right there, man. Right? So when we look from what we read in Hebrews and Revelations, labor includes teaching, enduring, and loving the brotherhood. Right? Because you should be taking an example from somebody else's diligence and apply it in your life. Like I'm looking at Elder Pasatara's diligence. I'm apply it to my life so I can be diligent. Pastor Gabar. And guess what? There are spiritual fathers. What do they say? Like son, like father like son, son like father. You want to be like your father. And then even the daughters want to be an older and have faith like their father. Then let alone they gonna grow up and be like, I want a husband like my father. I want a man of understanding. This is why now our daughters is not gonna wanna do matters on their own, or I like somebody. No, they gonna wanna wait until their father and mother agree. Truly, the father say, you know what, you could be with him. But if the father not saying that, a real daughter, no, I'm good. I'm gonna just focus on the Lord. I wanna be right, so that Yahawashi know that I'm fit to be a wife. Let alone you mothers, right? It should be the same example. You should be looking at the diligence of your husband. Hey, some is a lot of women that didn't get no luck, even though ain't no such thing as luck, right? You got a bad apple out of the bunch. Now you believe, so he might be saved in this thing. Maybe he do believe, but he's not, a teacher or anything, right? Say, hey, you still in there. But for the again, you women that's in this thing that got a man that is diligent, super diligent, high above diligent. You want to be the example of his diligence. Learn from his diligence and try to find a way to be a woman, to play a role, to be a wife, right? To be a mother, right? Because you could be on fire for the Lord even when your man not around. When he gone, like what if a man was doing a trucking job and he's gone for 3 days? That's still your man. Still your man. You know he making his money to make sure the bills is paid. Guess what? Strive. Certain women appetites coming in this truth is not the same. Some women don't entertain certain things, unless it's asked, hey, yo, let's go do this. But most of the time, real woman of the faith is, oh, I want to do this. Hey, can we do this? Can I do that? Because most women is occupied. Not most. Few women are imitating their man through the faith, and it's making the women grow more unattached to this American society, right? And the same thing I just said about the women shall fall to the children. Yes, children's going to be children, and I believe it. But the more you show your diligence, the more your son wants to be like that man. The more your daughter respects the father even more. And it's not how he dressed, it's not how he talk. It's about how he holds his faith, how he holds his fear in Yahawashi, how he's diligent when it comes to laboring for the Lord, right? The men of the Lord through the Spirit, like what do they say? I forgot what the saying is. But I'm gonna say a different thing. The men of the Lord is back support for all the other elect, trying to help you stand on your feet, right? So you have to know that the rest that we're speaking of, it comes after laboring in Yahawashi. None of us is going to get that rest until the labor is finished. When he was on the cross and he said it's finished, until it's finished. Esau still got things he has to fulfill, right? Let's just finish this. Let's read this in the NLT and we can close. This is Revelation, the 14th chapter. In verse 12 and 13, it says, this means that the Most High's holy people must endure persecution patiently, obeying his commands, and maintaining their faith in Yahawashi. You got to do something in order to maintain your faith. And I heard a voice from heaven saying, write this down. Blessed are those who die in Yahawashi from now on. Yes, says the Spirit. They are blessed indeed, for they will rest from their hard work, for their good deeds follow them. We're gonna rest from our hard work. This not the time to be like Mr. Pegasus. This is not the time to be like Gorilla. Like I don't know, all you other congregations too. If you just only teach on a Saturday or when a big event come, I hope it's brothers in them congregations that's trying to labor eventually come into sound doctrine. You don't want to be a part-time laborer. I really get it in on Saturday. I really get it in. I really get it in on Friday. Then when a high holy day, I super get it in. Or I'm gonna wait to the busy week where all, the busy week of this world, Friday and Saturday, then I'm gonna do a lesson. No. If the fire is in you, you're gonna be doing this daily. Some people truly don't fear the Lord, you know. Like I can see my brother doing lessons throughout the night, and I'd be like, dang, I ain't even do a lesson, but I know when I leave work, I'm about to have multiple, right? But it's the thought where your mind at. Then even outside of just teaching, I'm gonna listen to some lessons, right? Just to have my mind on, ooh, dang, this, oh man, dang, I should do a lesson. There's a few lessons that I want to do off of what Pastor Gabarin was saying and what this brother was saying. But when I got out of work, I didn't get into it. I just did a lesson on what I read. The labor don't even stop. As soon as I get done with this, I gotta upload other lessons that I already did. That's not uploaded yet, so that the sheep can eat. Then I gotta prepare myself for work again and prepare videos that I'm gonna watch at work. The labor ain't just only teaching. The labor is not just only watching. Laboring is reading, sharpening your sword, sharpening your delivery, sharpening your discipline, right? For Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, right? Lord willing, this edifying, right? Again, this was all about a future end time fulfillment of the elect entering their rest. And Lord willing, we're of that number. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, Bahasham Kakadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well through the Spirit. A mighty shalom to the hopeful elect in the same Spirit. Shalom to the Akwath. Lord willing that y'all all continue in sound doctrine and in the same Spirit. And Lord willing, the Most High have mercy on the other brothers and sisters that's not in the faith. Shalom to the brother Shem Yawala is in the building. Yahawah Shemashai Brakatah. Shalom. Labor to enter in your rest. Do whatever you can to enter into your rest. Right? Know that whatever you're doing for Yahawah Shemashai is not going to be in vain. Right? So if you're doing an hour lesson, you're doing 20-minute lessons, you're doing exhortations, right? You're reading, you fasting, you praying. Continue to do it, brother. And for you sisters, and even as brothers, when you see somebody diligent in this thing, imitate their diligence. You're not going to be like them, but imitate the same force, right? Get stronger in this faith. Have more desire. Like, do any of y'all have a desire when you get up and you know today I'm about to watch this video. I'm about to watch these 3 videos. You know, I'm about to read this chapter and this chapter. Do you force yourself to read? Do you force yourself to get understanding? Do you make it a routine to read? Do you make it a routine to teach? Do you make it a routine to think about the Lord? Your labor is never done, brother. For you sisters, yes, your laboring is different from the men, but you still have points of laboring where the Lord blessed y'all, where y'all can go in these scriptures and read. You might have a sister that you cool with and y'all got a super connection where y'all can go in the scriptures and read and talk about it. Master yourself as a mother, as a wife. Master yourself in your own discipline, right? It could be sisters in this thing that's sister wives. Sharpen each other up through emulation. Sharpen each other up as a woman. Sharpen each other up when it comes to emotion. Y'all should be the number one people encouraging each other or giving out compliments because of y'all women know that y'all have your emotions and feelings. Oh, sis, you beautiful today. Oh, sis, that. Build each other up. You laboring, you sharpening your sister up so she could be confident and not insecure. You know, she has a plague of mind. You know what? Let me lean on my sister, like Morgan Freeman. She might give me scriptures. And guess what? Sisters, you gonna even probably watch videos too. If you single or if you married, you gonna watch your man bring out lessons. You know, hey, you might be reading something and you stuck. You're like, yo, babe, can you show me this? Guess what? You laboring because now you're about to get edified and built up so you can understand what you read. Same with the children. If they do got the mind to do it, they should be trying to enter that rest too. They should be asking questions. They should be reading. And then meditate on what they read. Maintain your faith. So with that, shalom, shalom, abba.